Hello and welcome to Jesus Name Community Church Mother's Week 2019. I'm so delighted that you've elected to join us to celebrate mothers worldwide. Before I get started, I would like to encourage you to like and share our Facebook page and also to like and share our posts that we will be posting this week in regards to mothers. On Tuesday, we will be having a guest speaker. Her name is Sister Nyla Gann. You'll make sure to want to watch that video. You'll regret it if you don't. On Thursday, we will have a special video presentation that we would like for you to enjoy. And then on Sunday, on Mother's Day, my mother, Sister Debbie Wells, will be our guest speaker. Of course, throughout the week, we will also be posting some updates and things just on social media. Just that way we can just celebrate moms. We want to really highlight everything that our mothers do, and if they only get one day a year where we really thank them and tell them how much we love them, you know, we want to do it to the best of our abilities and tell them as much as we can in the week leading up to Mother's Day. In preparation for Mother's Week 2019, I did a little Google research, read some surveys, found some statistics, things of that nature that I thought were interesting, and I wanted to share them with you today. If you wanted to know the exact websites and things that I found, feel free to email me and I will get you a list of all my sources. My email is contact@jnccolumbia.com. I'll be happy to get this to you if that's what you like. Mother's Day was first instituted in the United States in 1914 by President Woodrow Wilson, and we've celebrated it the second Sunday in May every year thereafter. While we celebrate Mother's Day, I learned that Americans spend $14.6 billion on Mother's Day, 671 million of which is on cards, and $1.9 billion of that is on flowers. We sell more flowers, more gifts, more money is spent on Mother's Day than any other holiday of the year, with the exception for Christmas. And Americans make 122.5 million phone calls on Mother's Day. And I say all that not to say or to leave the impression that we go overboard or that we're too much or Americans need to dial it back. I say that because that shows the importance that a mother plays in her role in a child's life. Christmas is a large spent holiday because parents want to give to their children. And of course, from a religious or spiritual standpoint, that's the day when we celebrate the gift of Christ. And so we in turn give gifts that. But we're not talking about Christmas, we're talking about Mother's Day. So it's important, you know, it shows how much a mother gives to us and how much we appreciate that. So we want to give back to our mothers for that. And they deserve every single little thank you, every single little gift, every flower, every meal out that we can buy them throughout the year. It's a shame that we only focus on it one day per year, but so since it's only one day per year, you know, you may as well go big or go home. And also reading on some statistics of some work that mothers do, they spend 120, if you have young children, you spend approximately 120 hours per year just changing diapers, and that's per child, which is the equivalent of 3 40-hour work weeks. Mothers do 88% of the laundry in the home, which is the equivalent of 330 loads or 5,300 articles of clothing annually. Also, it was interesting to note that men doubled the workload that they contribute to the house, to the running of the household and in parenting from 1960. And after it doubled, they are now doing 30% of the household workload. So mothers, we know that you are still carrying the weight, you're still carrying the work, you're still the driving force that keeps the home functioning on a day-to-day basis, and we appreciate that so much. Scientists also believe that the hormones that flood a woman's brain while she's carrying children, that causes permanent alterations in her. And I thought that was very interesting because mothers, I can't tell you how many mothers that I've heard say, oh, becoming a mother was the single most life-changing event that occurred for me. I'm a different person. You know, everything is so different once you're a mother. And that makes a lot of sense, and I'm sure that you do, you know, think differently. A lot of mothers have told me that they think differently. Their emotions are different. Everything is all different after they become a mother. I'm sure a large part of that is because now you're responsible for a whole entire other human being. And that's a heavy burden. That's a big load. Some global concerns of an international survey that mothers worldwide have concerning mothering or parenthood is they feel guilt because they don't feel like they spend enough time with their children. They feel overwhelmed with the responsibility and burdens that come with motherhood. And they also feel frustration because they are the default parent. Everybody knows that if a child wants something, they go ask mom. If mom's busy or not available or not giving a child the answer they want, they think they might go to dad or go to somebody else. But 9 times out of 10, you know, dad's still going to say, what'd your mom say? Have you asked your mom? Go ask your mom. You know, just do whatever your mom says. They make a lot of the decisions, you know, in a child's life. And then when children get old enough to make their own decisions, they still want to consult with their mom. You know, I know me, I like to call my mom on a regular basis on nearly everything and say, what do you think? You know, and get her opinion on things. Mothers feed, bathe, and dress their children. A lot of mothers don't have degrees that would qualify them to do their role, to be mothers. Like, for example, a lot of mothers don't have early childhood development degrees or psychology, sociology, education, or other medical degrees. While a lot of mothers are more educated now than what they used to be in years gone by, that doesn't mean that they have every single degree that would, you know, that they need in helping their child to develop the way that they should. But despite that, they teach their children how to walk, communicate. They help them develop their fine motor skills. They teach them their colors, alphabet, numbers, counting. And of course, the longer they're in school, the more they learn, the more that the mothers help with that portion of their education as well. They teach their children the social graces, how to say please, thank you, excuse me, yes ma'am, no ma'am, how to sit up straight, how to behave in public, not to pick their nose. Mothers teach their children every single little thing of how to be a good member of society. When they get older, they teach them how to cook, clean, do laundry, to date, resolve their problems, take care of their business. Basically, they just teach us how to function. They teach us how to not die. And that's a big responsibility and even more work than the non-mothers can imagine, I'm certain. That's not even taking into effect or to consideration all of the wondrous joys that they get to partake in, such as being our personal chef or our housekeeper, resolving our conflicts with our siblings, doing our laundry till we get big enough and they teach us how to do it, being our counselor, finance manager, and or personal bank account, being our nurse. Mothers are overworked, underappreciated, and they're definitely underpaid. One fact that they did that calculated a mother's workload, their level of responsibility, the decisions that they have to make, and they try to compute into the secular working world as to what that should equal in dollars. So mothers should earn around $140,000 per year just for being a mother. And I don't know about you, but I have not been paying my mother $140,000 per year. Mom, you may want to put that on your prayer list. Maybe I can get to that next. I hope that I would get to a situation where I could give you that. That would be a blessing. But that just shows you how much, our mothers do for us. There's not going to be one person in the world that is more concerned with your physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual well-being than your mother. Nobody can love you like your mama can love you, and that's just the truth. And, I know that there may be some people out there that either they don't have a mother, their mother's deceased, or, and while it may be rare, there may be some mothers who, struggle, and need to try to be a better mother. But regardless, you could still find somebody, and I'm sure that there's somebody in your life, some woman in your life that contributes to you and that fills that role for you if your mother isn't living. So I encourage you to appreciate her and think of the love of how she loves you. And I would like to read you some verses today from 1 Corinthians chapter 13. They're, of course, very common verses. We're going to start with verse 4. And that chapter, is very deep, and it, has a lot of meanings, and a lot of people enjoy using these verses in reference to how God loves the church, and how we should love the Lord, and how we should love each other, and how husbands and wives should grow and develop and treat in their love for each other. But I think that it's also a beautiful picture of a mother's love for her children. When I was reading these verses, I went line by line, and I thought of every phrase that I was reading, and I thought, yeah, that's how moms feel. Moms are like that. My mom's like that. And as we read them together, I would really like for you to really think on that and focus on the love that your mother has for you. Starting at 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 4. Charity suffereth long and is kind. Charity envieth not. Charity vaunteth not itself, is not puffed up, doth not behave itself unseemly, seeketh not her own, is not easily provoked, thinketh no evil, rejoiceth not in iniquity, but rejoiceth in the truth, beareth all things, believeth all things, hopeth all things, endureth all things. Wow. That just blows my mind, when I think of how a mother will love her children and truly want what's best for them and be supportive of them, and, anything that a mother can do to improve her child's life. They're so sacrificial, and it's just a beautiful thing to behold. And in thinking of that, how much of an influence a mother has on someone's life. So a mother influences you as an individual, and since everybody has a mother, mothers have the opportunity to change the world. And if you wonder, who are the real world changers? If you say, how am I going to grow? Who has developed me? Then how do I develop my community? How will my community develop? How will my community improve my state? How will my state improve the nation? And how can my nation improve the world? I encourage you to look no further than that beautiful woman that you call mom, because it all starts there. Happy Mother's Day, ladies. Thank you so much for all that you do. And I appreciate everything that you do. And I hope that you all have a great day.